An American FBI agent made the name Plyometrics. He later said it was the best he could come up with. Plyo, more, metrics, measure, doesn't actually define what it is very well. He was observing young Soviet track and field athletes, and the Soviets just called it shock training. I grew up doing plyometrics, also playing basketball. For me, that was too much shock. So I went into my 20s not being able to dunk and with knee surgery. That doesn't mean the shock was bad, it was just too much for me. So now I can dunk easily in my 30s because I improved the ability of my knees to handle shock. And I do still give my body shock to this day. I think of 5 main categories. Backward, turning that into a run. Plenty of people over time have actually run their way backward to regain the ability to run forward if they could no longer do that without pain. Then I think of something lateral, then forward, then up, and the 5th category being whatever shock is in your life that you like. So I use backward, lateral, forward as a warm-up for basketball, which has more than enough up. Now I'm gonna show you at live speed. We've got our staff hoops game today, so you'll see dunks after. You'll see the shock that I give my body, starting with warming up. So I'm gonna go backward for about 100 yards. This is a short court, get maybe 20 yards. So I'll do like 5 reps here. You guys can warm up as usual, or just casual for YouTube now. People will see how we do plyos. Some more examples that we can use B-roll here for my parents. They do some of the backward, the jumping jack, and they can run forward. They do that for the general circulation. Like, this is good for the body to get circulation. They don't have to do that. That's like a workout you could do. I do it as a warm-up. My parents also get a lot of plyos racing around after the grandkids. We were just at the playground this morning. We go to the playground every morning, and every evening we either swim or go back to the playground. So my parents are 67 and 70, and that's a lot of shock for them. So I'm just getting a nice little warm-up. Hopefully by the end of this video, you think of plyometrics as shock training, not as a confusing word. It's just shock in the body. And the ATG approach to plyometrics is therefore very wide ranging. The ATG approach would be you identifying how much shock is in your life, and then you having a common sense formula that works for you. So for me, it's really just playing basketball with my friends once a week. I'm gonna get 2 rounds of that. And then after that, after 2 rounds of about 100 yards backward, 20 jumping jacks, 100 yards forward, then I'm just gonna play basketball with my friends. And after, we like to dunk. I would say that is more than enough plyometrics. And I actually have to do my ATG training to be able to handle that plyometrics. So that's my primary reason for doing ATG. So I wanted to be able to play basketball without worrying about my knees. ATG gave me that gift. Now I have 2 kids, so it's even more important to me because I don't want to be out of commission for their sake. I want to be able to be active with them. Haven't really been counting my reps too much here, but you can see, okay, getting some circulation. So I'll cut off here so I don't waste too much of your time. You could use this routine, the backward and lateral, okay, forward. There's all kinds of things it could be. Backward, I think of it just more as concepts. Move the body backward, move the body sideways. This is just a really simple one that gives some different pressures. And then maybe move the body forward. And now I'll catch back up with you. We'll show some flashes of hoops so you can see basketball. Basketball, I think, is more shock than is probably natural, because if you look at the surface, like, we're wearing grippy shoes and we get our advantages. Like, I get my advantage by saying I'm gonna thrash more shock into my body to fake you one way or the other. And then we have jumping. So this is an example of shock training. See you on the flip side. I'm often asked why don't, I do plyometrics. The reason is that basketball and trying to dunk are shock training, which is what plyometrics really are. So for the whole ATG crew, oh yeah. We all do shock training at some level, even all the way to Nana and Pop. So the ATG approach to plyometrics is to understand that it just means shock, to train in a way that you can handle whatever shocks are important to you in life.